Arbitrum has finally announced their token ARB, as well as their highly anticipated airdrop. It's said to be one of, if not the biggest crypto airdrop in history, with potentially hundreds of millions of dollars about to enter the crypto ecosystem. In today's video, I want to cover everything that you need to know about the ARB token. This includes the ARB token's use case and tokenomics, how to check if you qualify for the airdrop, the potential estimated token price upon launch, which is in 5 days' time, as well as the expected impact of the airdrop on crypto, as well as other DeFi ecosystems, because I think there's going to be some big flow-on effects. This is going to be one of crypto's biggest events of 2023, and it's definitely one that you have to be on top of because it can create many new opportunities. So firstly, what is the ARB token? ARB is Arbitrum's new token, which is being airdropped to eligible recipients on Thursday, March 23rd. The ARB token marks Arbitrum's official transition to becoming a DAO model, and their token ARB will be the governance token of this ecosystem. This is going to enable decentralized proposals and protocol upgrades. This means that ARB holders will now be able to vote on key decisions governing Arbitrum 1 and Arbitrum Nova, networks that allow users to transact on the Ethereum blockchain with greater speeds and lower fees. We've already seen Arbitrum rise to the top of the L2 race, and although it's an extremely competitive space, it's evident by the on-chain metrics, for example, the daily transactions chart right in front of you, that the Arbitrum network is one of the strongest and most utilized layer 2 networks in crypto. For those who don't know what an L2 is, a layer 2 blockchain is essentially a blockchain created to help alleviate congestion off the main chain, Ethereum, and provide faster execution with lower fees for users. Arbitrum will now be the first L2 to have self-executing governance. This means that governance will happen entirely on-chain, and that proposals do not need to be manually implemented by the core team. So basically, the holders and stakers of the Arbitrum token will be the ones that make the decisions behind changes to the chain. Arbitrum is setting the standard right now for other L2s to maybe implement their own governance models, and it's going to be very interesting to see over time which other L2s also decide to adopt a similar model. Arbitrum's creator, Off-Chain Labs, boasts that the ARB token will make the Arbitrum ecosystem more decentralized than alternative scaling chains. The CEO, Stephen Goldfeder, said, "For me, the most exciting part is the decentralization, the fact that Off-Chain Labs will no longer have any control over the future of this chain. We will be a service provider, and if the DAO calls on us to build a software, we will." So we know that Arbitrum is now moving to a DAO model, and we know that they are releasing a token next Thursday. But what are the tokenomics of the ARB token? Well, in front of you, you will see a token distribution chart. This will show you how the Arbitrum tokens are being distributed amongst key stakeholders, for example, individual wallets, investors, and the team. The DAO treasury is going to comprise of 42.78% of the total ARB token supply. The team and future advisors will account for almost 27%, investors 17.5%, individual wallets, so this will be the total cumulative airdrop, will be 11.62%, and then DAOs in the Arbitrum ecosystem will get a 1.13% token supply. Now, if I am being picky and I'm being critical of these tokenomics, then what I would like to highlight is the fact that 44% of the token supply is going towards private investors, the team, and future advisors. And although in and of itself this isn't a huge issue, what it does mean is that a large amount of ARB tokens will be in the hands of the team members and not necessarily the public. This is a little bit higher than I would have liked to have seen for Arbitrum. I would have been more comfortable around the 20 to 30% mark rather than 44%, but I just hope that it ends up being a positive trade-off considering that Arbitrum is moving to a DAO model. So we can see here that 11.62% will be going to individual wallets, and of course, this means that it's the supply dedicated for an airdrop. The snapshot for the airdrop was taken on February 6th with the help of Nansen Analytics. The requirements to receive an airdrop were actually quite simple and a lot less complicated than people before the airdrop made them out to be. You see, the requirements were to bridge funds to Arbitrum, transact on the network, transact and interact with the network frequently, transact with size, provide liquidity, and provide activity on Arbitrum Nova. But you didn't necessarily need to complete all of these tasks in order to receive receive an airdrop, the airdrop size scales based on how much you did. For example, I have a wallet here that is eligible for an 875 Arbitrum airdrop, and this was just one of the wallets that I was trading on. So I didn't trade with size, I didn't bridge to Arbitrum One or Arbitrum Nova, I just bridged some funds onto the network and traded on a dApp-like gains, and I still received 875. So I would recommend checking your wallets and making sure that if you've ever interacted with the Arbitrum network, you check on the Arbitrum Foundation site whether you could be eligible for an airdrop, because the requirements were not too crazy. And actually, on the channel 4 months ago, I did a video called How to Get the Arbitrum Airdrop Huge Opportunity, where I ran you through step by step the steps required to set yourself up for an airdrop. Lo and behold, today, if you had followed those steps would have put you in an amazing position to receive an airdrop. And I also posted a Twitter thread at the time back last October. So for the ones that missed it, I'm sorry, but for the ones that did listen to those steps and are now eligible for the airdrop, I want to say congratulations to you. Your hard work has paid off. And to the ones that didn't, of course, I will be posting more airdrop strategies in the future to help guide you guys through the crazy world of airdrops. So just a reminder, if you do want to check if your wallet is eligible, you go to the website called arbitrum.foundation. I'm going to leave a link in the description to this video because there are a lot of scams flying around. The link is also in my Twitter thread, and this is the website that you can use to check whether you are eligible for an Arbitrum airdrop. And as I said, remember to check across multiple wallets, because even if you just bridged a little bit of funds or traded on Arbitrum at a given point in time, or took advantage of the gains trade competition a couple months ago, you are likely going to be eligible for some sort of airdrop now. But the big question is, what will the Arbitrum airdrop be worth? We know there's a massive airdrop on March 23. We even know now how many tokens we're eligible for in our wallets, but what will these tokens be worth once Arbitrum hits exchanges? Well, we can do some basic maths to try and come to a conclusion on this front. Now, the following maths is all going to be speculation based on comparisons versus other protocols, but I think it will give you guys some sort of idea as to how much you could be in for. In order to calculate its potential value, the closest comparable protocol is, of course, Optimism, which is another optimistic rollup based L2 that has a valuation of $11 billion FDV. Now, if we slap the $11 billion FDV price tag on Arbitrum, then we can calculate that the ARB token will be roughly worth around $1.10 upon launch. Now, of course, this isn't taking into account Arbitrum being valued higher or TVL to market cap ratios being considered. I'm just talking about if it was fully diluted at the same valuation as Optimism, which I think is very likely, then you could potentially see $1.10 Arbitrum. The thing is though, the Arbitrum network is a lot more used than the Optimism airdrop. We can see here that transactions per day on Arbitrum have started to push up into the realms of Optimism. We can see that the active addresses by chain is actually much higher on Arbitrum. We can see that contracts deployed per week is much higher on Arbitrum. We can also see that average time between batch acceptance on L1s is also higher. We can see that Arbitrum transactions versus Optimism are 2.5 times higher. Active addresses are also 2 times higher. The amount of contracts deployed are 4 times higher, and so on and so forth. So given the fact that the Arbitrum network is more used, you could make a strong argument that Arbitrum should actually be valued higher than Optimism. Now, the Modest Thief did some calculations where he basically tried to conclude the Arbitrum price via looking at the FDV of competitors like Optimism and Matic, as well as factoring in the FDV/TVL ratio to try and come up with a figure, and he essentially concluded that the Arbitrum token could be worth $1.74. Now, of course, this is just a calculation, and there are many different models that you can use to come to a conclusion, but we're seeing many of the predicted prices coming in around the $1 to $2 mark. And I've also seen predictions as high as $2 to $3. I even heard from someone today that it could be worth $5 to $10 upon launch. And although it's very likely that we do see a spike in the beginning, I do see the token settling down to around the 70-cent to $2 range. I think anywhere in this region is likely, but let's see what happens when it launches. Maybe we get a pleasant surprise and the Arbitrum token is worth even more than that. I also don't want to set myself up for failure, so I'm just kind of assuming in my head that it'll be worth around 70 cents with a more optimistic target of $1 to $1.50. So let's say the Arbitrum token is worth $1 and you get 1,000 tokens airdropped, then you will make roughly $1,000 off this airdrop. And I know many other people that have made 5, 6, 7, 10,000, 20,000 tokens off this airdrop. So this just goes to show the power of airdrops, especially in a bear market where making money is more difficult and there's a premium on capital now versus capital later. I mean, if these Arbitrum tokens are worth, let's say $1 now, imagine what they'll be worth next bull run, or even imagine the power that those funds can have invested in other assets that can make even more multiples in the future. So the power of getting these airdrops in the bear market is so huge. That's why, of course, it pays to pay attention. And that's why for anyone that did manage to get this airdrop, it is a massive, massive win in my books, because even though we don't know the exact amount we'll be receiving, free money in a bear market is certainly nothing to snuff at. When the Arbitrum airdrop goes live, obviously some people will choose to sell. And if you do choose to sell, or even if you want to buy the token or just trade it in general, you're going to want to do so on a DEX. That's likely where the initial liquidity is going to lie before it gets major exchange listings on Binance, Coinbase, Bybit, etc. So KyberSwap is a good option for you to trade Arbitrum tokens on, because this is going to give you the best rate across the network, and it's going to automatically route through different DEXs to find you the best possible trading price. So if you do want to swap for Arbitrum or any Arbitrum related tokens in or out of those tokens, you can do so on KyberSwap. There's a link in the description, and it's going to find you the best automatic rates to save you money on your trading. And they're likely also going to have pools which you can use to deposit liquidity to earn yield. Keep an eye out for some of the Arbitrum pools upon launch, because what I do think will happen is there will be a premium on the pool APRs when the token first launches, as they try to incentivize liquidity. Now, this may not necessarily be on KyberSwap, this may also be on other AMMs as well, but that's something I would keep my eye out for. I think DeFi enthusiasts are going to have a lot of fun trading on this network. And remember, whenever you do use a DEX or are interacting with DeFi online, make sure you are protecting yourself using a VPN. You can use any link you want. You don't necessarily have to use mine, but if you do want to use the NordVPN link in the description, you will get a 59% off discount, as well as 1 month free and a 30-day back money guarantee. So if you don't like it at the end of the month, if you're not using it, which I doubt you aren't, but if you aren't, you can get your money back within a month. So it's basically no risk to sign up. But if you do choose to sign up, I think you are making a very good decision, because you get to protect your assets and identity online for $3 a month. I mean, protecting potentially thousands of dollars worth of assets with $3 a month is a pretty good risk reward trade, if you ask me. There's a link in the description to that deal if you would like it. If not, just make sure you get yourself any damn VPN, because it's so important to stay protected online. So now we've talked about what the Arbitrum token is. We've talked about how to check if you're eligible for the airdrop, and we have also talked about the potential price of the Arbitrum token upon launch, which corresponds to the amount that you will be getting airdropped. But now it's important to talk about the effects of the airdrop, and this is just as pertinent for the people that maybe aren't necessarily getting the Arbitrum airdrop, because it's going to have flow-on effects not only across the Arbitrum ecosystem, but across the broader crypto ecosystem and DeFi as well. The first effect of the Arbitrum airdrop is going to be an Arbitrum ecosystem stimulus. In my opinion, the airdrop will act as a form of stimulus for the Arbitrum ecosystem, which creates a wealth effect in early adopters by providing them with capital with which they can ape. This means that we could see liquidity inflows into other Arbitrum tokens, and the major beneficiaries could be the governance tokens of the top protocols on the Arbitrum network. Let me list a few of the tokens that you can do more research on. Crypto Ohm did a great thread. Of course, you've got GMX, which is a perp DEX on Arbitrum. You've got 𝗏𝗃𝗄𝗃, which is an options trading platform. You've got Radiant Capital, which is a borrowing and lending money market on Arbitrum. You've got Arcadium, which is essentially a casino built on Arbitrum, an on-chain casino. You've got 𝗏𝗶𝗿𝗆, a social trading hub. FCTR, which is Factor DAO, essentially a DAO that allows you to conduct DeFi applications. Magic, which is essentially a decentralized gaming ecosystem. GNS, which is a perp DEX on Arbitrum. It's actually attracted a lot of volume on the Arbitrum network since it launched. Vela Exchange, which is similar. Grail, etc. So those are just a few of the tokens in the Arbitrum ecosystem, but I would definitely look more into the eco, because I do think this Arbitrum airdrop will serve as a liquidity injection. And what's also going to happen is a lot of these protocols are now going to be bootstrapped with ARB token incentives. So they're going to have many incentives for users to use the platforms, as they can potentially receive ARB tokens. There's going to be many incentives running after the airdrop. So although they are running in the hype, and you do have to be careful because people are buying in pre-airdrop, I still wouldn't fade the potential effect on some of these ecosystem tokens. And I'm not saying ape, I'm saying look into some of the beneficiaries, do some more research, because I do think it's going to have an impact on the network. I also want to establish the impact it could potentially have on the broader crypto market. Now, although an airdrop isn't a pure stimulus, meaning free liquidity being injected to the market, as liquidity has to come from somewhere, so if someone's selling an Arbitrum token, there has to be a buyer on the other side that is swapping a certain asset into that Arbitrum token, there still could be liquidity inflows into crypto out of other assets like Bitcoin and ETH, which are more stable, as well as stable coins. And these inflows into crypto could act as a mini crypto stimulus for the broader market as a whole, because now you have thousands of people that suddenly have more money than they did before because they have fresh ARB tokens in their wallets that they can now sell and use to buy other cryptos. So I think it can act as a broader form of stimulus for the crypto economy, and people are going to use some of this liquidity to trade on chain, get involved with DeFi, and do all sorts of things on chain, which are great for the crypto ecosystem. And if you do want to trade on chain, you can of course do so on the Arbitrum network on 𝗔𝗘rade. Essentially, Gains Network will allow you to choose from a variety of trading pairs to trade on the Arbitrum network in a very quick and efficient manner. It's honestly one of the best DEX experiences in crypto. And if you want to trade on 𝗔𝗘rade, you can do so using the link in the description. I'm actually very thankful for 𝗔𝗘rade because their trading competition was one of the reasons why one of my wallets received an Arbitrum airdrop. So just by trading on 𝗔𝗘rade, I actually received an airdrop. And although maybe trading on 𝗔𝗘rade now won't give you access to an airdrop, it certainly could give you access to more initiatives going forward. And I'm sure 𝗔𝗘rade is going to do another trading competition at some point in the near future. So why not get familiar with the Arbitrum network and use the 𝗔𝗘rade protocol using the link in the description. If you're sitting there and you're kind of feeling a bit down, thinking, Miles, I didn't get the Arbitrum airdrop, I'm feeling a bit of FOMO. Well, don't worry, because there's going to be more airdrop opportunities in the near future. And of course, I will keep you updated with these opportunities. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell. I'll also be posting threads on Twitter to keep you updated. So there's a link in the description to my Twitter, which is Miles Deutscher, where I'm going to be soon doing a huge thread on the upcoming airdrops for 2023. So although you may feel a bit of FOMO, if you didn't get in, there will be more opportunities. And more importantly, it did highlight the importance of paying attention to airdrops in the bear market because you could potentially reap huge rewards from it. I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you more of an understanding as to what the Arbitrum token is, what the airdrop is, and also some of the effects on crypto. If you are getting the airdrop, let me know in the comments below. I'd be very interested to know how many tokens you're getting because it's going to be a very exciting day on Thursday to actually claim our airdrops. For the people wondering, should I buy Arbitrum once it launches? Should I sell my tokens once it launches? I can't answer that question right now because we simply don't know what the valuation will be. Of course, there's going to be some massive trading opportunities to trade the token when it launches, but it is going to be a volatile market. So you have to be careful, and I wouldn't rush into making any crazy decisions quickly. I'm just going to see where the token settles. Maybe I'll sell a little bit if I think it's super overpriced. And then of course, I will look to become a long-term holder at some point. That may not be during the first days or weeks. Maybe that'll be a few months later, but I do like the Arbitrum ecosystem and I want some kind of exposure to the ecosystem, although I already have some exposure through the dApps. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure you smash the like button. Remember to subscribe and turn on that post notification bell. And I will see you in the next one, which is going to be a video on the future of Bitcoin. I'll see you later. Peace.